What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transform Element TE-01R cell shaded version and the TE-01T transparent version. So these were sent to me by G. Tony. Thank you so much. I appreciate being able to look like stuff like this that I wouldn't normally look at, but I'm interested in taking a look at anyways. So I appreciate that. Let's start off with kind of the main differences here, which is going to be the paint and the plastic colors. So let's bring in the original TE-01 so you can see them all side by side. And right away you can see for the cell shaded one, you've got pretty much fully painted surfaces all throughout the figure. Every single surface is painted. And for the transparent one, pretty much everything is transparent. All of the plastic is transparent, with exception for the face mask, which is painted that same silver. So you can see pretty much every surface on the original was unpainted, except for this chest piece here was painted red with a little bit of yellow here. They've retained that yellow lights, but then all of this is shell shaded. The glass looks really nice. I think they did a good job of that. If I open up this, you'll see they even cell shaded the matrix chamber cover. If you open that up, and this has always been a little bit tricky to open up, but if you get a spudger, it's a little bit easier. And let's open up the original here. Like I mentioned, these have always been a little tricky to open, so I recommend a spudger to get in there. Now the matrix is basically the same. This one's a little bit more coppery, whereas this one's more gold, but it's not cell shade or anything like that. But I do like the fact that they cell shaded the cover. That's just a nice attention to detail. Right, continuing down, you can see the waist is also cell shaded. The yellow here is two tones, so there's a darker yellow. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Darker yellow and a lighter yellow. Also a darker white and a gray. That's been changed. And then you look at the thighs, again, that white and the gray. And then they've added some panel lining, which is interesting. I wasn't expecting to see paneling, but I guess there is panel or animation lining on all of it, so that looks nice. Continuing down, you've got the lighter blue and darker blue on the legs and on the feet. The engine, the gas tanks are also painted. Here are the back of the figures, and you've got pretty much paint all throughout. I like that it's not symmetric. They made a paint job that kind of looks different as you go. You can even see the left or right arm looks different than the left arm. So that's a really cool attention to detail that they didn't just make it symmetric all the way through. Both legs and both arms are different. So really impressive on the paint job there. As far as accessories go, the gun is now black instead of this darker gray. They both still light up with the red. This one didn't have batteries in it for some odd reason, but I assume it lights up red just like the original. No paint on these. You also get a cell shaded axe, so rather than this translucent, you get this nice gradient cell shaded look, both on the hilt and on the axe itself. Next you get the actual head, and the head is also cell shaded. You can see that this is the more movie accurate or season 2 accurate head. Let's get a close up on these heads here. So here's the head. This one comes with the rounded head. I prefer the more movie accurate or season 2 accurate head, but you can see basically same paint for the or same color for the plastic, but then they've painted the face mask and they've painted the blue. So you get a lighter and darker blue, lighter and darker gray for the face mask. And the final piece here is the trailer hitch. They've made this black instead of the gray that we have for the gun. That's really it for the accessories. Let's take a look at the transparent version now. There's a transparent version next to the original. And as you can see, pretty much everything is translucent, even including the chest. So you can see these panels have been made translucent. The glass is a lighter blue, and it's not opaque like this one. They did, again, pay attention to the detail, and the inner matrix chamber cover is translucent. So you can see that. Nice attention to detail there. The matrix itself is not transparent or translucent, although I do like the transparent cover. That's really nice. Continuing down, you do have transparent white here, transparent red, and then the hip skirts and the legs themselves look really nice because it's not painted here. It's just a translucent yellow. I'm not sure how they did this. Either they dyed the plastic or they've inserted a little piece of yellow plastic in there. Either way, it looks really nice the way they did it. Here down, you just have the translucent blue legs and then the translucent gas caps or gas tanks. Here's the back, again pretty much 100% translucent. So there are the head sculpts, and pretty interesting. The new version, because it's translucent, light passes through and it ends up reflecting blue onto the eye, so it looks like his eyes are lit up. It's really quite cool. Now it's not lit up, it's just the effect because of my light is coming from right here. But I do like that. I actually prefer, again, the movie style head versus this rounder head, but you have an option if you prefer either one. They both look good. You also get the translucent gun, so you can see all the inner workings and the wiring in there. I don't know, that for me, I don't love that, but some people might really like that, just seeing the inner workings of the gun. It does still light up red. No paint on either of these. You do get the exact same version of the axe. I don't see any differences here, although the new one is really scratched up. I'm not sure why it's so scratched up. By the way, you get the same thing. And then finally, you get the translucent trailer hitch adapter. This one goes with the cel-shaded version, but you can see it's translucent versus this solid colored plastic. But they've changed that as well. So that's really it for the accessories and what comes with these guys. I will say that the articulation is basically the same, except the transparent one does feel a little different just because of the type of plastic. It doesn't feel bad. It actually feels pretty good. It feels pretty solid. It just is a little bit on the softer side in terms of the material. The cel-shaded one feels pretty much exactly the same, except the paint has its own little surface to it, but the plastic quality is basically exactly the same. So you can expect to have basically the same quality with these two. We are going to get these transformed into their vehicle modes. I'm not going to show the transformation. We've done that many times on this channel and other channels. You can watch my video for transformation if you need help with transformation. But since we've done that many times, we're just going to go straight to vehicle mode and show you how those look. So here they both are in their alt mode. Both of them look really interesting in this mode. It's just very interesting to see how the colors and the plastic plays out in the vehicle mode. I did have an issue on this translucent one, so you can see I don't have the smokestacks right. That's because this one here won't bend. I didn't want to push it too far, not my figure, but it looks like this plastic either mismolded or just is not going to bend. And clear plastic, of course, does tend to stress and crack, so I didn't want to break it, so I left that alone. But other than that, it looks really cool for people that like translucent. I personally not a huge translucent fan, but you can see everything is clear. The only thing that's not clear is the tires, but even the wheels, I mean, they went to the nth degree on this thing, trying to make it translucent. Oh, and I guess the smokestacks aren't translucent either, but pretty much everything, including the trailer hitch. I guess there is a little bit of paint up here and the rear view mirrors. Some of this silver detail obviously is not translucent, but man, really, they went all out with the translucent. So if you're a big fan of this kind of thing, getting to see the inner workings and stuff, it really is, it is cool. Here is the cel-shaded one. You can see those windshields really work out in this mode. Looks great. These side windows are definitely painted now. So on the original, I think they were just blue. No, they were black, sorry. And now they've actually painted it with that cel-shaded color, so that's really well done. Nice attention to detail. Here's the back. You do still have the paint on the toes there. This comes out really well though in the vehicle mode. I just think it looks really nice. There's the back. These smokestacks seem to work pretty well. And of course the painted wheels, that's the same as the original. All that looks really nice. Now let's bring in a figure for comparison. Here is the black transform element B. So you can see how they look together. Really good colors. I like how they look in their alt modes. So final thoughts on the transform element, op leader, cell shaded version, and transparent version. Let's start with the cell shaded version. So this version, positives wise, has really nice paint. That paint looks beautiful. After a full transformation back and forth, I haven't had any issues in terms of the paint quality or scratching, anything like that. All of the accessories also look really nice. They just chose good colors. And it retains that similar quality that we had on the original release. Of course, it's the same hardware and the same plastic. As far as the negatives, I don't really have any on this figure. It has the same limitations in terms of articulation, but that's not really a negative over the original. It's basically the same, and I think it looks really nice. For the transparent version, again, if you're into the transparent figures, then you're going to really love this one. It does feel robust. It does feel like it's going to last. There's just a couple spots to look out for. I mentioned on the smokestacks that very small piece of plastic there, rotation joint, you want to be careful. And then of course the ears are really thin on this alternate head. By the way, I did put the alternate head on both of these, and the alternate head looks really good on both of these guys. So just be careful with those ears, and be careful with any really thin pieces of plastic on this guy. I personally had no issues transforming it back and forth, so I don't think you will either, but just be cautious always with transparent figures. So I do recommend both of these guys. I think they're really good looking. If you're into the transparent thing, then you're going to like this. If you're into cell shaded, this is one of the best cell shaded Optimuses you can buy, other than a custom painted version that you would paint, pay someone or paint yourself. So that's really it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.